company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. You know that every time we pop on here, we're always doing something different. So today we're going to be talking more about these gray screen paint mixes and about contrast. One of the things I told you before that were two of the things these screens can do is they can produce color and can produce contrast. I've had talked to customers about using bare silver screen and other things they've used to try to get their screens to pop a little better, show better contrast. And at the end of the day, like I said, this is a product that is outdated. As I said before, that when we first started off under the company Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, we used to develop this kind of product. This is the only product we could develop at that particular time because there was no such thing as ambient light projection technology. There was no such thing as dark screens. None of that ever existed at that particular time. And majority of people, or just about everybody, was either using the YouTube paint, which is a gray and black paint, or they were basically making their own different forms of screen paints. All right, so in this demonstration, what we're going to do is we're going to paint a screen in. We have our black Phoenix in that container right there. We got a roller right there. We're going to paint it over this jacked up, dirty surface. Just show you how easy and fast it is to paint our products in. I wouldn't suggest using this kind of surface, but just to show you exactly how easy it is to paint in. Also, too, we have several different screens here, gray screen paint mixes here. We have, and this is what gets me right here. So this particular mix, this is made by a fellow by the name of Crow 1176. This particular mix right here and this one are his. This is Metallica Mix 2.0. As you look at the color shades in this, the different color shades, this one's more of a darker one. This is more of a lighter one, as I said before. Usually when making these mixes, and we used to make them back in the day, they would add in either a couple of teaspoons of black in order to control the tone of the screen. So if it's lighter, it's less black. If it's darker, it's more. Simple and plain, very easy. All right, so we're gonna put these over here like so. And these right here are Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. Same thing, black and white paint, but except for with ours, we put a little silver in it. And sometimes they put a little glitter in it, depending on how you're going to make it. Same thing with controlling the tone. Less paint means the screen's going to be lighter. More means the screen's going to be darker. So these are what we have right here. These are all Digital One Crystal Screen Paints. And you got people, some people will get upset and say, well, you know, that's not fair. How's it not fair? Well, we used to make this stuff back in the day. This is what we used to make. This is what's a product that people used to make 8, 9, well, matter of fact, 7 years ago. People used to make this product. So again, this is where I started from. So yes, I have every right to talk about this, and we have our own mixers right here made with, now we call our products now, we call the products we have now, the black ones, formulas. But these were just mixes because pretty much you were just mixing black and white paint together. That's all it was. It's not a formula. It was nothing complicated. It was nothing that had any kind of special abilities. It was just based at the end of the day. It was just a mix. All right, so let me see. Let me get this off my screen first of all. Take that off right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to paint a screen in on this dirty surface right here. We're going to turn this into a black screen. I'm going to show you the demonstration. Again, as I explained before, contrast is everything. Gray screens cannot see contrast, can't see color. Number one thing they can't see is they cannot see a contrast level. I'll give you 50 grand if you can show me any gray screen, such like so, pulling a black level equal to one of these screens right here. Can't do it because they can't see contrast. There you go. So that saves me 50,000. So even if it's our mix that we made, now we call this a mix because, like I said, at the end of the day, it's not a formula. A formula has more than one. A formula is more complicated. A mix, basically black and white. Same thing, Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. Same thing on Crow's screen paint over here. Now, as I said before, there's nobody else. I have bought other screen paints from different vendors on eBay. None of them make those accusations at all. Nobody makes those accusations that the gray screen is going to be able to be more advanced than a black screen or more advanced than a gray screen. And they don't do that. Only particular one person only does that. So that's the reason why we do our demonstrations against this individual. All right, so let's paint this screen in real quick so we can be done. Let it dry. We're going to do a paint and dry demonstration. Also today, I'm going to be doing customer demonstrations also too. We're going to be doing, I think we got another 150 inch coming in today. But we got 150 inch acoustic we're going to be doing today also too for a customer. Oh, shoot, what am I sitting on here? I went to lean down, I was like, what am I breaking? Is it something on me, on my pants, or something in my pockets? Ooh, gotta be careful, so I hit one of the cat toys again. All right, so we're shaking it up. And I'm going to do this one-handed because we don't need to have a stand for this. Get my everyday 9-inch nap roller. People ask me what kind of rollers to use. An everyday basic 9-inch nap roller. Very easy to use. There's the Black Phoenix. This is an old piece of plexiglass downstairs in the basement. And that's what we're going to be turning into our black screen. We should make that a contest, $50,000 contest. Who can show us a gray screen that can produce a contrast level equal to a black screen? That'll be money that'll never get released. Seriously. I don't know. Like I said, when I was coming up, there was no such thing as black screens. 8, 9 years ago, you didn't have black screens. It didn't exist. Dark gray screens didn't exist. Everything was light gray. Goose Screen was the #1 screen on the market. If you look at Goose Screen products, none of them are black, none of them are dark gray. They were all like mid gray and light gray. That was it. So those are the only screens you saw on YouTube. With those particular screens, that was it. And every demonstration was done in a dark environment. That was it. Now today, kind of rotate it. Today, with the technology we have now, with darker screens, there's no excuse for a gray screen such like those to make accusations that they can produce contrast levels equal to these things, because they can't do it. There we go. I would not suggest painting over a surface that looks like this, but we're just doing it for the demonstration. Ooh, look how black that is. It's about as black as a plastic bag. But we're going to have a Phantom coming out pretty soon. As a matter of fact, I just had the ingredients shipped over. I'm not going to tell you from what country, but being shipped over so we can start the process of designing the Phantom into a screen paint. Make it easier for our customers to apply it on. Now, when the Phantom is finally finished, that will be only available in 1 quart. That's it. Later on, we'll have something more, but this is going to be, it's very costly to make that product. All right, so let's set it up over here. Get our products here. I'll wait for the screen to dry. These over here like so. Heck, I might put that challenge out for anybody who has a gray screen. Take a black sheet, cardboard, or vinyl, I don't care what it is. Stick it against your screen and blend into it with a star field. Fully lit environment. At the end of the day, they can't see contrast. Can't see contrast, as I said before, you can't see color. All right, let's get our raggedy screen here. Ooh, man. Yeah, it's gone, bro. What's on the market? Cat back here growling. My cat growls, literally. This is gonna be kind of, but I gotta get something. This is a plexiglass screen, and it's gonna give a little bit. I don't want to give too much. All right, the screen set up. right over here. Yeah. Let me get me a projector too. All right. Now, as I explained before, the contrast level on a P2, if you want to look at specifications and projectors, is different from a contrast level than we have over here on our Christie LW401. This projector, or we'll tell you, 400. It's 400 401. Let me check real quick. 400 401 401. Yeah. This projector has a 4,000 to 1 contrast ratio. A P2 has something like 1,000,000 to 1. If you have a projector that doesn't have 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio, the problem at the end of the day you're going to fall into is you're not going to pick up the same contrast level as the P2, which is virtually impossible. There's no way in the world you're going to have a projector that has a 4,000, even 20,000 to 1 that's going to be to keep up with a P2 or P2 that has the ability of 1,000,000. It's not going to work. The only way you could display that contrast level is you would have to have the exact same projector or better. This is the reason why we don't use high-end projectors in our demonstrations, because that means in order for the customer to be able to pick up the exact same image as our screens are producing, they would have to have the same projector. If we use like a $40,000 or a $20,000 or a $10,000 projector, well, how are you going to compete with that at the end of the day if you can't get the projector or better? That's another thing you have to think about too. You got to take that in consideration. And that's the same thing what the big companies do. They go out and they buy the most expensive projectors and get their hands on. Of course they can afford it. It's a quite expensive projector. Go watch a demonstration on one of the screens and look at the projector's price. It's a $30,000 projector, $10,000. Some are $5,000. Heck, when Screen Innovation did a demonstration on the coffee table Sony, that was a $50,000 projector. Boy, you should have saw the comments in that freaking in that YouTube channel. People were shocked. They're like, "What, 50 grand? Are you freaking kidding me?" Yeah, that's a house. That's literally a small house. Yeah, $50,000. You can go out and get yourself a really good car with that one. Go buy yourself a nice car with 50 grand. That's how much that coffee table projector was. But I guarantee you that your 720p projector or 1080p or even 4K wasn't going to compete with that coffee table. Not in a million years. You're not going to pick up that same image. Let me see. We need a fire stick. That's what we're hunting for right now. That one right over here. And we need a fan. So I did unplug this one, which I didn't do. And we need a fan for this. Why don't you? I was checking out those 60-minute shorts, or what they call them, YouTube shorts. So might as well have some fun with it. Gonna paint a screen in less than 60 minutes. Dry it, display it, and wipe out a couple of screens all in the same process in 60 minutes. Wouldn't that be cool? We'll do it with a Phantom. We'll do it when we bring the Phantom in. Phantom's drying times are extremely fast. You can dry that screen literally without a fan. That screen can produce an image without even drying. You've seen that in some of our screens. We could do that. Certain screens we have, when you paint them, they don't require drying time. They circuits will actually activate as you're basically painting the screen in. It's just freaking cool. But like I said, at the end of the day, no matter how upset individuals may get, you got to understand that gray screens over there will never see contrast. That's how it works. It doesn't work. It's outdated technology. That's what it is. And if you don't believe me, hey, go to ABS forums. Go to any forum site that you could possibly find. Go in there and talk to them and say, "I want to ask you a question. I got a gray screen at home, which is going to pick up better contrast, my gray screen or a dark screen. They're going to look at you like, get out. Just get out. Don't even bother. Get out. Yeah, you're going to get a whole lot of insults. I guarantee you. You're going to get a whole lot of insults. Because you're going to think at the end of the day, yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. You're just going to get a whole lot of insults. Now, I told you already before, we used to make it already, called Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. Look it up. What you got, Tiger Man? There we go. Okay, I unplugged that because I unplugged my cord. I have a cord that comes to here that plugs into my projector. Unplug that because I don't want my cat chewing on it and getting electrocuted because he does some really, really, really dumb stuff. I can see why they say cats have 9 lives before they use them up. First day he got here, he used the first 2 jumping off a balcony. I wonder, see my chairs in there? My chairs have a gray fabric. I wonder how close that gray fabric would come in to that Metallica mix right now if I pull one of those chairs over. Because I'm looking at it right now and thinking, like, I wonder how close that'll come in. Now, we've already done, people say, well, what about your screen paint versus, we've done it already. It's called a black on black. Actually, we're the first ones who made the test. So we get credit because we named the test called black on black. And a black on black test is we take a screen and we basically put multiple black surfaces against it, show a white level, and we use a 1,000 lumen projector. That's a black on black test. I'll load a bunch of them in there so you can check them out. Pretty cool to watch. But I've never seen a gray on gray demonstration. You know what I mean? Nah. So we're going to do a customers, actually we might have to do 200, we got 250 inches to do today for the customers, acoustic screens. We got 2 of them to do today. And I'm going to be doing some 3D mapping. So we're doing 3D mapping versus gray screens. Let me get over here, let me get a zoom in. I think I got the wrong one side still on here. Is that wrong? Let's go into a zoom. Oh, see how that popped up, that screen? Look at the black levels on my screen compared to everything else in the environment. Yeah, that's why black technology is more superior. It is, it's actually more superior. Why do you ask for the remote control? Literally, it's like right here. Right there. Let's bring this, let me see. I want to bring this over. Can't be over on a lens shift. No, that's on the zoom. That's what I'm going to do. Put some of this on the black screen doesn't make a difference. Yep. Over there. There. And there. Yeah. All that talk that black screens can't see white light. Oh, our technology can see white light. I know. I'll tell you something. When we get the naysayers in the room, it tears them up. When we paint a screen in, they're expecting for the screen to be unwatchable. You can't see it. Oh, come on now. Look at it. I got these giant screens all over the house. Of course they're going to pick up. Look at the white levels on that technology. Look at that. All my technology is developed from God. God doesn't make mistakes. God is flawless. There you go. And I painted that on a crappy surface. That surface was trash. Actually, this is a surface that I use as a paint pan. I drop paint on here to roll it in when I paint my screens in. So that's pretty much what that is. And I can just record right over top of it and I'm done. The screen I have outside, the 150 inch that I have displayed when you first come to check out my channel, that used to be a drop cloth for the basement. So that was something I had on the floor, drop paint all over it. It's a trashy surface. turned it into a high performance screen. Look at the red. Look at the red compared to the white wall. Right there. Let's go with this bright color right here. Ooh, wait. What's this right here? Definitely got to hit this. There you go. Didn't have to prime. None of that. Just roll right over top of a dirty, trashy surface. Turn it into this in no time at all. There's contrast levels popping. I think I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna just find stuff in the trash to just paint over. Turn trash into OLED. Now, keep in mind the screen's still wet. Look at that contrast level right there. Okay. Do you honestly believe this is going to pull a contrast level equal to that screen right now? I'll humor you. I have no idea, at the end of the day, how people, I'm sorry to say this, get suckered into believing that a gray screen paint product is going to pull an equal contrast level to a black screen. I don't even know how. I can figure out some ways because, like I said, at the end of the day, if you're using a high-end projector, the projector is going to be doing mostly all the work. That's what's going to happen. So like I said, a P2's contrast level with a couple million to 1 contrast ratio is going to show a huge difference than a person with a projector of 4,000, even 20,000. You're not going to be able to match the contrast level of that projector. Not going to happen. And especially if they're doing it in low ambient light environments, such like so, yeah, you're going to be somewhat be able to almost pull off a contrast level. Like I showed you in the demonstration from the guy you showed you on this YouTube video that's using a high performance projector, and when you see him when he turns the light out, he shows that black car in the demonstration. It looks like it's black. But as I told you before, at the end of the day, people that are used to being in this business and using this kind of technology will tell you, no, that's actually a gray car you're looking at right now. Because this screen paint can't pull a contrast level. And like I said, no other merchant on eBay or any place else, even Amazon, makes off false accusations like that. That's the personal mix, mind you. Then the personal mix demonstrations, it does the OLED horse in one of the demonstrations. And in that demonstration, claims that it can pull a contrast level. It can't. Now, would I advise painting over a surface just dirty? No. Wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that. Let's go with some colors first. Let's go with some red. Told you. Can't see color either. Can't see contrast. Can't see color. Contrast is not going to pick up. Color's not going to pick up. Let's see. Let's go through the mixtures here. Ooh, wait. I like this right here. Just want to see that real quick. Now the problem you come into, like I said, we can put the ingredients. I'll put the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint up there too. This is the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. As I told you before, how we made our screen paint back in the day, we had Martha Stewart, but Martha Stewart Metallica mix doesn't exist anymore. So same thing as all the rest of them are made, same basic formula, well not say formula, sorry, mix. In the beginning, it's always going to be black and white paint. Always going to be black and white paint. No matter what, it's always going to be black and white paint. So basically, either be bare 1050, which is white, a bone white, or you can go with a, what's the other one? The bare silver screen, which it's not even silver. It's kind of like a light gray. That's what it looks like, but it's not silver. So you can use those two right there. If you use the bare silver screen, then you're going to use pretty much less black. With that 1050, you're going to have to lose a little more because it's bone white. But either way, they're all going to have the same reaction, whether you put in 2 teaspoons or you put in 3 teaspoons or 4 teaspoons. Now, the thing about it is, like I said, the black, the only thing it does, it just adjusts the contrast. You put in 1 teaspoon, it's lighter. You put in 2 or 3, it's more. But keep in mind, if you decide to do something where, let's say if I can make a screen darker, you know what's going to happen? You're going to end up like the UV mix, which basically can't see white levels and pulls up a contrast level so heavy it can't even see color because it can't pull white light. So that's where you're stuck at. That's why I said, when you look at the mixes, when they're made, if they line them up, they start off as light, they start off as a mid-color, the shades change. And why the shades change is because each one has more or less paint. That's it. That's all it is. So this is where you're stuck at. If you make it too dark, then your white levels suffer. And then you end up like the UV downstairs that can't produce a white level. Even next to a black screen, that can see white light. It can see color, but the color comes up too dark because you destroyed the white levels because you added too much black. If you add less black, that means your white levels, your colors suffer and your contrast suffers. If you make it mid, which is the mid color right here, you still have the same results. See, it's a little darker than that one, but you still can't pick up contrast because your screen's not black. So you still can't pick that up. What about color? You're going to do better in color? No. Let's go back to the red. There you go. That's why I told you that it has limits. You only have a certain field on how far you can go. That's it. It's like having a set of VR glasses and your field of view is probably under 20. That's where you're sitting at. Majority, a top-end VR pair of glasses, 120. And you're probably at 20. That's it. So let's line these up real quick. This right here is the Metallica Mix 2.0, and you saw the demonstration. Clearly, it's made out of black and white paint. That's how the base is. The reason why the video was deleted, like I said before, because all the products are made the same way. They're made out of black and white paint. Did you want crystal screen paint? Black and white paint. The fellow on YouTube showing off his screen paint, he put the description at the bottom how it's made. It starts off with black and white paint. They're all the same. They just add a little, sometimes a little silver, a little glitter into it, and that's it. It has its limitations. It's an old product. That is the Metallica Mix next to the bare silver screen. This is made, we used to call this, it was Crystal Ice 2.9. Go look at the demonstration under Digital and Crystal Screen Paint. This was made as a lighter screen paint, actually almost near white. It was made with 1 teaspoon of black paint, and, 1 teaspoon of white paint into black paint. Sorry, 1 teaspoon of black paint into white paint. You want to do that reverse. You get something ugly that comes out of reverse. So it's basically, you're taking white paint and you're putting 1 teaspoon of black. That's all, just to lighten it up. That's why if you never notice, when he lines up his screen paints, they're in different shades. Anybody who's developed screen paint in that particular area will go, I see how this is done. You just put in less black in each one. Or more black in the other ones. That's it. Now that right there is done with less paint, less black paint. Yep. Fan's blowing that one over. That one back up again. There we go. That's right. Each one a different shape. And if you notice on the black screen, this is pulling up red. This is pulling up red. The wall's not pulling up red. The background is not pulling up red. The gray, that's my, those are my chairs in the back at the dining room. They have gray covers on them. They're not pulling up red. The only thing that's pulling up red is the black technology. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh, and by the way, for people are saying, well, you know, your screens don't put white levels. This is where you got to learn. This is not my customers. This is to the naysayers. You got to educate yourself. Really, seriously, crack some books. I'm not trying to disrespect you know, but you got to crack some books. You do know in order for that screen to be able to pull up that blue, that high, it has to be able to be to register white light, right? White light is not just contained to just snow levels and white levels. No, it's contained to brighter or more vivid colors too also. But you also too have to pick up contrast at the same time too. If you don't pick up high enough contrast levels, what's going to happen is your screen's going to wash out. So it has to be a balance in there. It has to be a balance of contrast and white levels at the same time. That's why when I sit there and say, show me a white level, and I see that white level pop up, it clearly shows me what screen is going to produce too high of a white level and which one has a perfect balance. And yet, I've not seen a perfect balance yet. A screen, if you're talking about, well, a screen has to pull a high white level, well, then you just describe the white screen. Because the white screen can pull the highest white level ever. So if you're saying that the best projection screens pull the highest white levels, then that would be a white screen, wouldn't it? Nothing pulls a higher white level than a white screen. But for some reason, the white screens, they're the cheapest. They're the bottom dollar screens. And at the end of the day, they can't pull contrast or color in a fully lit environment. And even with the lights out, they're still poorly screens. They project too much white light all over the place. And still can't produce color and contrast. So how come white screens don't cost more if white levels were important? Just something to think about. Let's do a slow color change out.
Hey, ready for that 9:30 meeting?
Almost. Wake up to your Wawa favorites.
I got a funny feeling if I grab my chair and I bring it over here, it'll do the same thing as one of these gray screens. All right, now we'll take these off right here. We're going to take these mine. This is Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. This is our product here. That right there is Pro's products right there. Side by side, I told you wouldn't see much of a difference. One's actually lighter than the other. You're only going to see a small, slight difference. That's it. That's going to show you the slight difference. That one's going to be the lighter one. That's a darker one. That one's off probably by a teaspoon of black paint. I can tell just by looking at it. Well, we don't need this thing anymore. I'm even willing to go over my screen. I like painting the screen while it's wet and dry. Don't worry, I act like my thing. I don't want to go in here. Let me do my thing. Why is he painting the screen again? Because it's fun watching the screen dry. That's what I love about doing black screens, man. When I do black screens and I get to paint them in, the fact that you get the chance to watch this thing dry on camera right in front of you, it's black. And watch it produce color. And the other screens can't do it. should have hooked up my PS4 to this too. Still might hook on my PS4 to this. There we go. I love doing this part. What's this? What's switching format? Ah, I'm always losing this thing. Always. There we go. It's like a quarter every time I lost it. Let's go to red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
You can watch my screen dry red, right? You're gonna watch it red. Why? This one will still remain the same color. That's a dry part of our technology. That's the part I just painted in. That's always gonna remain the same. As a matter of fact, it almost just come close to matching the wall. My walls are beige. Quick. I'm going to paint on demonstration to do on Facebook. As I said before, at the end of the day, you can't really test that product. I mean, the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, we can't test it. None of the tests we put these screens under, it wouldn't be able to withstand. You can only have it in so much light before the screen starts washing out. Can't display contrast levels off, won't pick up color on it. We can't definitely take it outside. That's definitely not going to happen. These screens look horrible outside. We're going to make about 5 gallons of the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. We're going to make 3 batches of it. 3 of it, and actually not, we need 5 gallons. We need a quart of each one. That's all we need. We're going to make 3 different versions of the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. We're going to put them outside against our own screen paint, the more advanced ones we have now, and we're going to put it against the Crow's products. We don't need to do any other screen paints, like I said, because no one else is making these accusations. There's no one making accusations that their screens can produce a level equal to a black screen. Panasonic 4K.
Getting that from YouTube. Safe for what?
The world wants to test us. To see if it can find us.
Not today.
I quenched that thirst.
I know the demonstration was supposed to be about contrast only, but I really love showing off these bright levels off the black screens. You know why? Because it's something that black screens aren't supposed to be to do. That's why I love doing it. That's why I can understand when people display gray screens, how come they don't show off their contrast levels if they have that capability? You can't. Need I say any more? All right, well, I'm gonna let that dry. Peanut Mary behind me. You guys can watch that. I'm gonna move on to some things down over here real quick. Enjoy. It's also clear that the fact those have been asking me how easy it is to paint and use our products. Extremely easy. As you can see, I painted over a piece of screen that was actually crap. Painted it twice. Painted it the first time, let it dry on camera, came back in and painted it again, and then put the screen paint products, the gray mixes, against our screen, and was able to produce high colors, better colors, and better contrast. And there's the white levels at the same time. Yep, I hear you. Where you at? Haha, what's up, buddy? My cat, sound some milk. Let's see, I did this in 41, so you know, I can do one of these in 60. We can paint the screen in 60 minutes. We're going to do that next. We're going to do one half of the screen, but I got to get a big screen here for that one. I want a 100-inch screen for that one. We're going to paint half of it with our because like I said, at the end of the day, the Digital One does the exact same thing as the Crow product. Same thing. Nothing different about that. I'll put the ingredients at the bottom. I'll put the ingredients of the fellow on YouTube. Make it for yourself and find out. They don't do the same thing. That's the same thing. I know how people say, but it looks so different in this video. Yeah, because he's using what, a $3,000 projector? That's why. There's no way in the world. Look at the go. You have time. Go to Projector Central. Look at the specifications on his projector compared to yours and see. If I got a $50,000 projector in this demonstration, there is no way in the world you're going to be able to produce that image in your environment. It's not going to happen. The only people are going to be able to produce that same image, you're going to have that same projector or better. Because if that was the case, and this screen paint could do that, it'd be doing a much better job right now. My projector costs what, 270 bucks? Come out of here, get some light colors in there. Let's go over let's pop over on this one. We're done with this fan. Before we start this, let me make sure I got my digital one. You got to be fair. So I got to go back on that. That's my Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. So I want to make sure these are side by side. We got the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, and then we have Crow's product right there. Let's make sure we're fair on this one. All right. All right. Let's start again. Now, like I said, if we're wrong in these demonstrations, I can place an order today, order the screen paint product, have it brought down here, do an unboxing, do a demonstration. Or, if that can't be done because the order may get canceled, I could go out. We got 135 outside sitting on the deck right now. We could go outside at around 6 o'clock, do a Starfield demonstration, and put a challenge underneath of it. Challenge anyone with any screen, just like this, to do the exact same demonstration. Because at the end of the day, there's claims being made that this particular screen paint can see a contrast level equal to black technology. That's interesting. That's what's at the end of the day. I would not waste the time of using the gray screen paint product. As I said before, at the end of the day, you're going to ruin your screen, number one. You're going to have to repaint it again. Can't pick up contrast, can't pick up color. Not under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, not under Crow 1176. It's not going to pick up. Unless you gotta have some really magical paint to do that one. With our technology, like I said, our technology is contrast shifting technology. We have the ability to actually produce brighter colors on our screens, and our technology has a heightener in it that allows us to be able to read better white levels. Philips 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Can't pick up the contrast. There it is, first thing to wash out. Didn't have to spend $3,000 to $4,000 for a projector. Outdated, Christie projector, $260, $270. As a matter of fact, I saw a couple of the same projector. I'm gonna buy another one of these, but I saw another one on there for $350. I told you you're not gonna pay a lot of money for it. Imagine $350 over $3,000 to $4,000, and even with the P2, still can't pick up a contrast level or color. But yet we can pick it up on a projector, $260, $270. With a 4,000 to 1 contrast ratio. Let's go pop into something else. Let's go pull this from right here. Then again, our technology has been tested against 18 or more certified screens. The screen paints that we have here have not been. Like I said, if I want to watch fireworks on my ceiling, on the acoustic screen, or over in the window, I can. They can't pick it up. Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, Crow's Personal Mix. Neither one can pick it up. OG Beta Fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
I run to live longer.
I eat healthy to fuel my routine.
That's what I told you in the demonstration where the customer's screen was displayed. Not one contrast level was ever displayed in that demonstration. This was never displayed. No star field, Panasonic course, no contrast whatsoever was ever displayed. Screen would have washed out. Wouldn't be able to pick it up. You got that tannish around the screen. See that tannish that's pulling off around the screen? That's when the screen can't register a contrast level or color. It has that tannish look to it. Whether it be Digital One Crystal Screen Paint or whether it be his product, it's not going to pick it up. Now, when my customers display their screens, they show black levels, colors, white levels, the whole 9 yards. Fully lit environments, no problem. See how black that screen is? Look how beautiful that looks. Look how the color pops out of that screen. Sony 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's start with this one. Told you. Buy yourself a nice screen. Waste your time. Waste your money. Painting this stuff on it. Can't pick up contrast. Can't pick up color. And at the end of the day, I guarantee you're going to be told you're going to have to calibrate your projector. Guarantee. Or you're going to have to be in an ambient light controlled environment. Why? Oh, and I'll show you my projector settings real quick. When we're done out of this, it really doesn't make a difference, but I'll show you what my settings are. For every video I use this projector still sits in the factory settings. Actually, lower than factory settings. It's still sitting in 0. TCL 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
I do that every once in a while to show people how black that screen is compared to these two samples in front of my screen that are lighter than my screen. And as always, We thank our Lord and Savior for blessing us with wonderful and amazing technology. I'm gonna let this play a little bit more and do some other demonstrations of this real quick, and then we're gonna be finished up. Because I got a couple customer screens we gotta paint today. And we'll be showing those off 150-inch acoustic gamer screens versus what other people get. LG snowboarding, 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
We're going to start rating everything off the UV. The UV comes up black on this demonstration. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
See, when we do demonstrations like this is why I tell you at the end of the day, our test demonstration, this is not even a test demonstration. This is just for fun. If you've seen the test demonstrations their screens have to go under, screen paint products like this don't do those tests because they can't. They got limitations. They can only go but so far. So if we do a color pattern test, they wouldn't pass the color pattern test. If we're doing an ambient light rejection test, they couldn't pass the ambient light rejection test. Inside or outside, it wouldn't be to pick up. Because an ambient light rejection test, your screen's not supposed to wash out or fade. It's got to maintain a certain level in a well-lit environment. And some people get that mixed up when it comes to meter tests. Because in the meter test only measures how much light you have in the environment. Your screen's still going to have to show a high performance from corner to corner without fading, without washing out and all that light. If your screen washes out, it becomes discolored, then basically it's a failed attempt. Now, if we test our screens on white level, white screens, we should do white screens, certified white screens, where we can get our hands on one of the white levels. This is how we know that when we take a screen and we stick it in an environment, how the screen's not going to come up dark because it's already been tested. The UV was never tested. That's why we stick that against a black Phoenix, it comes up dark. It can't read white light. A black Phoenix can read white light, as it's doing right now, against two screens that are far lighter than the screen itself. It's not coming up dark. You have to test your products. You don't test your products out. What's going to happen is somebody like me who's thorough about doing his job is going to bring it down here and it's going to fail miserably. That's the one thing I tell things about. People have to stop doing demonstrations in these ambient light controlled environments. Now, keep in mind with a lot of these big companies will tell you, okay, the screen activates much better. If it's being used in an ambient light environment, you have to use a particular kind of projector. You have to have this and that and blah, 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 blah. That's their protocol that they give you for basically to optimize the view and pleasure with their screens. At the end of the day, it just tells us your screen has issues. That's what it tells me at the end of the day. You just put that particular form of instructions out there so customers can stay within the guidelines of your faults. So that way your screen can continue to look good and basically won't show any failure rates. But in my head, I'm thinking if I'm paying $5,000 for a projection screen, I better be able to use that thing in a fully lit environment. I should have a 190-degree viewing angle. I should be able to pick up on ultra short throw, and I should be able to take it outside. Unlike the screen paints over here, also too, like I said, they only have a limit on how far they can go. It's an outdated screen. And again, with the black technology, as you can see, showing up the white levels, our screen can maintain its white levels. Where, like I said, UV, being the darkest screen paint I've ever seen him make, doesn't pick up any white levels at all, period. No testing was done on that. Let's go over this one right here real quick. So that's how I know if a screen paint was tested. That's how I know if there was black paint involved in it. They mixed anything, like anything in there that doesn't give it the ability to register white light. Like when we take the Dark Star 9, we did the demonstration downstairs on white levels, it could register white light. The UV mix couldn't register anything. We take a Phoenix, which is darker than the Dark Star 9 and the UV mix, it can register white light, which it's doing right now. It's registering white light. The UV can't see it. So that tells me whatever was mixed in there doesn't have the ability to read white light. And at the end of the day, looking by the paint and the fact that we made this stuff years ago, it's just black and white paint. There's just so much black paint involved in with that white that basically it overshadows the white level. Well, actually, the white paint to begin with, it overshadows it. It's going to get a really dirty, muddy look. And again, as I said, painted the screen over here twice. Paint it the first time on the floor, paint it the second time, let it dry right in front of you again, twice. Now, when we have to test darker screens, and you've seen the demonstrations, we have to test them against white sheets of paper, white certified screens, white fabric, white walls. We test it against anything that's white. And what do we pull up? All snow levels, white levels only when we do those demonstrations. Because the screen can pass that with no problem, then everything else is a cakewalk. White snow screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
See? I mean, we get some people who come in here on my channel and boy, they get upset, man. They come like, oh man, yeah, you just watch me paint the screen twice. Of course you'd be upset if you're a naysayer. Again, like I said, I do my homework. Two things, like I said, you want a successful projection screen, and that's just what I believe in: faith in God and hard work. I love it when the naysayers sit there and talk about my technology. At the end of the day, like I said, all my technology, everything I have comes from God. And that's when God tells me, he says, you know what? Let's show him something tomorrow. And here you are, watching me paint in a black Phoenix twice. Dry it in front of you twice. And not only be able to pick up high white levels, to be able to go side by side to a screens that are actually much lighter than mine, but they're able to produce better color and better contrast with no problem. Paint over a dirty surface that without sanding or nothing, just roll right over top of it and boom, look at it. And do it all in a fully lit environment on a projector that costs next to nothing. Didn't need a high contrast ratio. Oh, by the way, I forgot to add, my projector is 720p too. Didn't even need 4K. None of that. So my customers can go out and buy me a projector off eBay. They can buy one for 150 bucks. I got those $160 on this big screen right here. And they can produce an image on a projector that's going to cost them next to nothing. Where on this screen paint, you got to calibrate. You got to be in dark environments. You got to boost up your projector's capability because you can't use it on one of these. Heck, you can't even go outside with it without it washing out. It's almost equal to a white screen.
Finishing a book. Wow, adding to your story.
So you think about this dark technology that we make. We can go and play in your backyard all day. At the end of the day, you can't come over in ours. You won't pick up. Contrast, OLED demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Check, we have to put her in for contrast OLEDs. Darker ones. I know what I want. Can't see that freaking wall in the way. There we go. Can throw this for a minute before we go over there. First thing I mentioned when we developed the Phoenix, as I said, the Phoenix has amazing high white levels over Nova 17. Now we got a Phantom coming out that's far darker than the Phoenix. It's going to be a professional kit. It's going to produce even higher white levels and higher colors. And if you thought that thing was a monster, consider everybody else screens. You already seen it already did it 10%, 18 screens. Close to about more than that, like 22 screens and the 4 ultra short throws. Yeah, my customers can't wait for that thing to come out. I can't wait for it to come out. I'm getting one. Now, the Phoenix white levels, are they equal to a white screen? No, virtually impossible. Are they equal to the grayer screens? No. Virtually impossible. The gray screen produces a higher white level anyway. Is the screen going to be so dark that you can't see it? That's virtually impossible because there's no way in the world I can walk through a demonstration and show you all my screens at these massive sizes. The screen would wash out, wouldn't it? Especially the one up on the ceiling. That would definitely wash out faster than all the rest of them. And that's at 150 inches. Oh.
I know this enemy. They fight for conquest. They fight to
Is that the contrast levels are not picking up?
to protect what is ours. And I say, welcome them to hell.
Now I know the demonstration says contrast, which we already know the screen's going to be to outperform this in contrast, no hands down, but I can't resist showing off the white levels. It's fun. I'm telling you. I get a kick out of this. I mean, I could easily do contrast all day long and blow these screens clean out of the water with no problem, but what would be the point of that? It's too easy. Gotta have a little fun with this. I like the fact that these screens are black. It baffles me every day when I sit there and watch that 126-inch screen and I watch those white levels pull up out of the screen. Oh, it's enjoyable to watch. Let's get some other ones on here real quick. Oh, yeah, I want to do that one. We ain't got much time. Ready to repair. So I wanted to fire up my short throw projector here, real quick, off topic real quick. And I think it needs a new lamp. That's what that's flashing the bottom. Good thing we have two. That's why I keep ultra short throws around the house. I got two more upstairs I'm not even using. So let me see what's going on with this bad real quick. Cause I want to do a display on my ceiling. I'm like, how come this thing's not kicking off? Let me see what's going on here. I might just go grab the other one. Yes, sirree. We gotta get a new lamp. All right. Oh, you get to watch me move into the projector. So this one right here, that stand is made for multiple size projectors. We got to bring another one down for it. All right, we'll finish this demonstration. I know exactly which one to bring. I got two ultra short throw NECs upstairs. I got them both for $139. That's why I said at the end of the day, I don't got to sit there and spend all this money for these expensive projectors. One of my projectors go down, I just grab me another one. I got like 40 or 50 of these things around the house. I got quite a lot of projectors. Every time I go on eBay, I go in there with $500, walk off with 3 or 4 projectors. I'm done. So one of these things go down, I just go and order the lamp for it and swap it up for another. Yeah, let's go grab us up another projector from upstairs. I'm gonna put this one and play right there. That's the beautiful thing about when your screens do all the work. At the end of the day, I don't have to worry about contrast. I don't have to worry about 720, 1080p or 4K. None of that nonsense. I don't have to worry about any of that. I just go in and if I get the projector I like, sometimes I see a Panasonic, I see a Chrissy, I see a different projector. I just go buy it. That's it. I don't have to go through any of that nonsense of whether or not it has enough contrast or whether or not if it has this or that. I don't have to go through that. I just go buy the projector and that's it. The screen does all the work. Don't have to worry about that. Look at that. See? Why am I worried about a contrast ratio when my projector only has a 4,000 to 1 contrast ratio? The screen's black. It's going to pull contrast level regardless. Now, with a gray screen, that's something you're going to have a problem with. You're going to have to worry about your contrast. You're going to have to worry about, you're going to have to get a projector better than 720p if you're going to be running it on that thing. You're going to have to. That's something you're going to have a problem with. But with this, nah. Let's see what we got. If that doesn't fire on, I'm gonna finish this demonstration from here. If that doesn't fire on, I'll just grab one of the Ultra Short NECs upstairs. But yeah, I got 3 or 4 of them upstairs. Any one of my projectors shut down, I just change it out, get another one. Go back and order the lamp for it, get that one because I got a backup. Some people, if their main projector goes down, that's it. They're gonna have to wait, have that projector offline for a while, and then they're gonna have to switch over to probably like a older projector they have in the house, and the screen's gonna look like crap. It is because, like I said, at the end of the day, the projector was doing all the work. There we go. I'm about to say, no way in the world could have problems with this. There we go. Oh well, we'll get a chance to use it anyway. Pull this loose. No contrast pull. Oh shoot, wrong remote control. Sorry about that, people. Let's go back over to that real quick. Now, I'm probably going to get accused of saying, somebody will say, well, you know, he did his demonstration on a cookie cutter screen. There you go. Just in case you want to, I can always flip over to a big boy screen. That's why I was setting up over there real quick. Because, you know, every once in a while I'll get somebody to come and send me an email to my, well, you used a cookie cutter screen in your demonstration. I got a 150-inch screen sitting up on the wall with a light in the middle of it. And guess what technology that is? That's a Phoenix, a black Phoenix. Same thing I painted there is the same thing that's up there. And that cookie cutter demonstration, as I said before, perfectly good 100-inch, 120-inch screen sitting up there. If you did the demonstration on the cookie cutter, you should have did it on that 120-inch screen. That's why I can come over here and do this demonstration just like this and show you on my screen sitting right up on top of the ceiling. Same technology that's up here, with this light in the middle of it, it's the same technology right there, side by side, to the gray screen paint mixes. So I can back it up. And the reason why they use that small cookie cutter screen when they do that demonstration, and if you're going to use it for a challenge, keep in mind, if you're doing a challenge, you don't do challenge on cookie cutters. You do challenges on big screens like this. So this right here up on the ceiling is our ambient light projection Black Phoenix right there, with a ceiling light right in the middle of my screen at 150 inches. The same thing over here. The one I painted in twice. All right, we're done. I'm having too much fun right now. Ooh, we gotta look at this real quick. Hold on. Outer Space Space Station Screensaver. Oh, I like that one right there. That one's pretty hot. I haven't done that one yet. Ooh, we got the vortex. What the vortex would look like on here? Woo, that looks hot. That looks hot right there. There we go. I like this one right here. Gray screen paint can't do that. At the end of the day, if you paint your ceiling gray, you're not picking this up at all, period. Okay, well, that's basically about it for me. I'm done for today. We did a demonstration. I'm gonna leave this on. We did a demonstration showing off the right remote control for that one. Pause that. So, like I said, at the end of the day, when I said contrast is everything, it is everything. And as I said before, that these screen paint mixes, whether it be the Digital One Crystal screen paint, or whether it be Crow's screen paint products, which are claiming to do things that clearly it cannot do. At the end of the day, like I said, you'll end up probably ruining your screen. Yeah, you'll end up ruining your screen because at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to pick up contrast and color. That's it. At the end of the day, you're not going to be able to do stuff like this. I can paint a galaxy or, well, that is freaking cool. Sorry about that. I never get used to this stuff. Every time we put something new up on top of the ceiling, something complete. Oh, it looks really cool. Like it's coming right at you. Sorry about that. That is so cool to watch. But anyway, like I said, at the end of the day, you have limits on what you could do with these screen paint mixes. As I said before, they don't pick up contrast. They don't pick up color. And I guarantee you, like I said, anyone who's ever had this product pretty much going to end up the day is going to have to calibrate the projector, dark environments, and the whole 9 yards. At the end of the day, this is why our product is more superior. All right, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration, and thank you for your time. Got to go, and God bless. I'll be back on later on to show off customers' 150-inch acoustic gamer screens that we have over here. And we're going to show you the difference about the gamer acoustic screens versus screen paint mixes, including Digital One Crystal screen paint, including the Crow's Metallica mix and his other great products, and including certified projection screens, why our customers get more and the best quality screens from us. All right, that being said, gotta go, and God bless.